It's a new day and a new beginning. I'm in Johanesburg, also called as Igoli, which means the city of gold. Johannesburg is the second largest city in Africa, with more than 3 million people calling this bustling metropolis home. Jo-Burg, or Josie as some people prefer to call it, offers visitors an experience as unique and as diverse as the city itself. The city of Johannesburg has everything you're looking for and probably even more. My local guide Cindy was very informative and welcoming.
So as you can see, this is Vilakazi Street.
Yeah.
Starting from the corner there, going up, and then this is a very vibrant area that you can find in Johannesburg, especially, okay, I can say in the world, because it houses the 2 Nobel Peace Prize winners.
Right.
We've got the house of Archbishop Desmond Tutu and Mr. Nelson Mandela. We've got about 5 restaurants lined up in one street, serving different kinds of food that you find from all over the country.
Okay, Cindy, you were to tell me a little bit now, what are the different cultures in South Africa?
We have the Xhosas, the Zulus, the Botswanas, the Sothos, but the most dominant one will be the Zulus.
The Zulus, huh?
Yes. The reason is Zulu is like, it's like English. It's more like a universal language.
Okay.
It's one language that everybody from all over the world can understand. You can learn it in a day. It's one very simple language that people get to adapt
It's a sort of common thread.
Exactly. Like it's more like a universal language.
Now, now we have some food coming our way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. This is what I wanted. Very good. Very nice. Okay, so this is the sem,
Yes.
right? This is beans and maize that's boiled together.
Yes.
Where is this from?
This is for the Xhosa culture.
The Xhosa,
Yes.
Xhosa culture.
Xhosa.
Okay, so this is from the Xhosa culture.
Yes.
Now this I have heard is probably the most famous in South Africa. The tripe. Yeah, this is a delicacy. Here it's a mix of a lot of parts in South Africa. So who has this more? Which culture?
Caters for everyone, for all the black communities. They prefer having that.
Also, there's a very interesting thing that people in South Africa make their own bread and they call it dumpling. They prefer it over any sort of bread that you get in any bakery. They don't prefer buying breads. They make their own breads. So this one's looking
healthier.
Which is healthier.
Yes.
And this is looking more like a idli, but this is not an idli. This is actually the bread they make. And the beautiful part is that it's nice and moist somehow.
Yes.
But next time someone offers you dumplings in South Africa, don't think they're the Chinese dumplings or the Japanese dumplings. This
Yebo.
is what
That
it is.
is the
Yebo!
real one. Yeah.
That's the real one. This is what I love in South Africa. This is the famous sausage that they have, the boerewors.
Yes.
Look at this size. And this is not a regular sausage that you and I are used to, right? This is a nice, thick, fat, juicy sausage. Would you like one?
Find in all the corners of South Africa.
Wherever you go in South Africa, you will always find boerewors and you'll always find somebody eating it. So served with some nice caramelized onions on top, a little bit of chili here and there. This is beautiful stuff. So South Africa has got some great food that you have to come and try for yourself. Taste is amazing. The hospitality is amazing.
And they are proud of what they eat.
And they're proud of what they eat. And actually, even I am proud of what they eat. Why can't we eat this?
Very nice.
Amazing!
After such a delicious meal, it was time we found out why this street was so popular.
So this is the place that I had to visit while I was in Johannesburg. This is the Mandela House. This is where Nelson Mandela stayed. I've got to ask her, how long did he stay here?
15 years before he was taken to prison. And when he came back, he also lived here for 11 days.
11 days.
Yeah.
And then he became president. Of course, he had to move to wherever the president stays.
In the northern suburbs where, that was after he became a president.
Right. And also right next to it, I see something called the Mandela's Family Restaurant.
It belongs to the family, the Mandela family. Winnie Mandela, who happened to be the second wife to Mr. Mandela.
So does she come here and run the restaurant?
Yes, she comes.
So people meet Winnie Mandela here while she's at the restaurant?
She's still the best. You know, people still value her quite a lot. You know, she's still the woman because she lives here. Not far from here. It's just a walking distance from here. So she's still the mother, especially to the people of Soweto.
It's just wonderful how this whole thing functions here. This is now, of course, a museum where you can come in and see lots of precious pictures of Nelson Mandela and his life that inspires a lot of people in this country.
Yes.
It's amazing.
While you're here, you must indulge in a bit of shopping. There are a few market stalls on the pavement which offer the most beautifully handmade bags, African shirts, jewelry and much more. It's history that's on my mind today. So after visiting the most famous street in Johannesburg, we're now at South Africa's foremost award-winning heritage site, the Lily's Leaf. Tucked away in the leafy suburb of Rivonia is Lily's Leaf. Once the nerve center of the liberation movement and a place of refuge for its leaders, today Lily's Leaf is one of South Africa's foremost award-winning heritage sites. A museum now, Lily's Leaf is where the journey to democracy in South Africa is honored. In the early 1960s, when the property was an headquarter for covert underground activities and a safe house for many leading figures of the liberation movement, debates on political and military policies and strategies were commonplace. Today, Lily's Leaf is a repository for those conversations and a place where the fruits of a free and equal South Africa are recounted and celebrated. No matter whichever country you're in, you'll find Indians and a little India there. We're now at one such place called Johanesburg.
So I'm in another township here in Johannesburg. This is called Johanesburg. Now this is a hugely Indian dominated area. So all the stores that you see, all the businesses that you see here are run by Indians for many generations. And if you're wondering why I'm here to try some street food. We're going to try something that's called the bunny chow. Now bunny chow is hugely popular in South Africa. Now at one point, many years ago, this used to be the poor man's food. But like everything, even this has got a facelift now. It's got a complete makeover and this has become slightly more fancy, but it still remains street food. I'm going to try one of the best that's available here in this town, and it's right across the road.
Bunny chow, often referred to as bunny, is a South African fast food dish consisting of a hollowed out loaf of bread filled with curry. Stories of the origin of bunny chow date as far back as the migrant Indian workers' arrival in South Africa. One such story has it that a restaurant run by people known as Banyas first created the scooped out bread and curry dish at a restaurant-cum-cafe called Kapitan's on the corner of Victoria and Albert Streets in Durban. The food was a means to serve takeaways to excluded people.
So here it is, our bunny chows on the table. Now this is the Polony special. It's supposed to be a very popular one. So here you can see this is a quarter of a bread, nicely spiced French fries or potato chips, right? There's some sauce over it, a reddish sauce. This is the polony, right? This is made out of mutton and there's cheese as well. Okay. So this is like a good old sandwich which has got a lot of its filling, and they've used a generous amount of masala. That's what they call it masala, because this area is also known for the spices that are sold here. So they've mixed a lot of spices together, made one masala and sprinkled it generously. It's really nice. You have to try it when you come here.
I am now going to start my journey towards the wild and captivating Amakhala Wildlife Reserve. So don't go anywhere, as I'll be back after a short break.